Hello and welcome to Schrodinger's Tarot. My name's Leanne and today we're going to be looking at another deck. So today's deck is the Deirdre of the Sorrows Tarot deck, created by Deirdre O'Donoghue, illustrated by Wayne Maguire. So this is an independently published deck. It comes out of Ireland. I got this off of eBay, but I believe it's still available, so I'll put a link to that in the description box below. So before we look through these beautiful cards, let's have a look at the book that comes with it. So the book that comes with it's called Tarot Unlocked by Deirdre O'Donoghue, Beginner's Guide and a New Deck. So this is quite a good book, so you can see it's signed here by the author. So we've got an introduction, the deck, preparation for study, embedding your knowledge, how to conduct a reading, and then we've got information about the individual cards, and then the next steps. So you can see here that this is all by Deirdre O'Donoghue. So the deck itself, I think the idea here is that it's you don't need any other resources to be able to read this deck. Everything that you need is here in this book. So when it comes to the actual card descriptions, you get a full colour image. Then you get a bit about the card itself and how to interpret it in a reading. So it starts off with the minor arcana and then the major arcana is at the end. There's the same amount of text for the major and minor arcana cards. And then right at the end, there's just a little bit test your skills on this little spread here. So it's a really nice guidebook, but if it doesn't give you everything that you want, the author has actually approved a PDF expanded guidebook. So I have it here in PDF on my phone. So you can see it's a detailed study of the symbolism, and this was done by Davina Powell and Alex Smith, and it had advice and guidance from Deirdre. So it's 173 pages, and it has a lot of information. So there's a whole page there on the Ace of Wands, a bit on the Two of Wands, etc., etc. And that goes into a lot of detail on the particular symbolism in each card, and every now and then is a comment from Deirdre herself. So let's have a look at the actual deck now. So we've got a title card here, and we have this blank white card. So let's have a little bit of a look at the card stock now. The card stock on this deck is absolutely beautiful. It is a dream. So I don't know if the camera can pick it up. I think it can. There is a beautiful linen finish on this deck. It shuffles like an absolute dream. So this is pretty much standard tarot size. But the deck itself is absolutely beautiful to shuffle. It makes such a great noise. It's incredible. This is probably one of my go-to decks in my collection. So let's have a look here at the full. What I really like here about the Magician is that he's actually got each of the aces out on his table. So these are all what look like pencil drawings with very subtle coloration. And it's an absolute breeze to read. See, some cards just have a little bit of a splash of colour in the sky here. On the rider's gold armour and the horse's armour there. It's such a soft deck. Not necessarily that the readings that I get from it are soft, but just the look of the cards is quite soft. So this is definitely a deck I've been reaching for recently in these less than pleasant times. So you can see that the devil card is still a devil card. This is quite an interesting tower here, because it's depicting the moment after the tower has fallen and your whole life's been turned upside down. And then over here you can see the sun's rising over, bringing a new day to start afresh. And then you've got these two towers up here, which I'll leave that to you to decide what they are. The moon is cool because it's like she's on the moon rather than looking up at the moon like some celestial being. So moving into the minor arcana, all of the aces are just full images with no title. Something to also note is that the colour of the title block here is different depending on what suit or whether it's from the major arcana. So the major arcana has this sort of pale yellow colour. The wands have this green. Cups are this bright blue. Swords are this more pale blue. And then pentacles are this orangey brown colour. So each suit sort of tells a little bit of a story. See, this is this man here with his sheep on a farm. All the suits have a sort of a theme. It's an interesting depiction of the Six of Wands here. We've got this racehorse. Is he going to win? And so if we have a look closer into the crowd, we've got some that are cheering, and some people aren't looking best pleased. They obviously didn't bet on this horse. There's something about this deck. When I read with it, it's like I'm connecting to something bigger than myself, something spiritual maybe, I don't know. But it's such a beautiful deck. It's definitely beginner friendly. There's definite Rider-Waite resemblances. You see, it's almost like you delve deeper into this card. So we've got three women here, like you would normally see in the Rider-Waite, but we've got a pregnant woman here. We've got this woman here, and then we have this woman in the middle here who's got these masks behind her back. So it's almost like, oh yeah, they're having a party, having a celebration, some sort of get together, but maybe you want to be wary here of maybe not all is what it seems with your friends here, So you've got that sort of extra layers to the card. Now this one here is extremely interesting. We've got the Five of Cups here, and there's this man here sat at his table, maybe looking at an old photograph. In bed is maybe lay his sick mother. It's definitely different. So here, if we look at the Three of Swords, who do you identify with? You've got these two women here, maybe one whispering to the other. We've got maybe a mother and a child here, who's maybe explaining something quite sad that's happened, or there's this figure here in the background. What does that mean? There's so much to delve into with this deck, so much more than at first glance you would think. This card here, Eight of Swords, is one of my favourite in the decks. We've got this guy sat up here. It's like he's in some sort of tower. We've got the bars. You know, he definitely feels trapped, but they've got the symbolism here of this bird, which is free of its cage. Its cages lay here. It's completely free, but it's choosing to stay. The bird could easily fly through the bars here and escape, but it chooses to stay. So you have that sort of that feeling of that you can escape the trapped feeling that you feel at the moment. That one I definitely find quite interesting. We've got a little creepy guy here on the Nine of Swords. Definitely got an icy Queen of Swords. Pentacles. And then you have some really sort of funny things here. So we've got this jester guy. This one is an absolutely beautiful card. So we've got the Six of Coins here, and we've got this guy who's clearly on the street begging, and we have this pregnant woman helping him out there, giving him some money, even though she's pregnant and could probably do with that money herself. So that's the Deirdre of the Sorrows Tarot. I couldn't enthuse and rave about this deck enough. So if you manage to get your hands on it, I definitely would. There's so much here, you know, it's great for beginners, but also good for anybody who reads tarot. So that was the Deirdre of the Sorrows Tarot. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.